Good morning, everyone. Sincerely, we thank you for staying with us in this research forum. It's our pleasure to give you relevant information as we prepare for the new normal ways of education gearing towards the opening of classes. I only have a very short part today. This is to share to you how to continue classroom and school researches despite this health crisis. You might think of challenges considering that we don't have face-to-face interaction with our learners. But this is not the time to stop researching because we need to understand our learners, our teachers, and other people with their interactions with the learning delivery set for them and what they're going through more than ever. There are a lot of situations that are worth the subjects for research. And there are also a lot of issues and concerns that we need to address through data-based interventions. Along this line, we need to be more creative in a way that we could help also our learners, fellow teachers, and school leaders to cope with the challenging times. Before moving forward, I will give you first a short overview of action research in education. We are all very much aware that based on our previous activities and experiences, that action research is an attractive option for teacher researchers, school administrators and staff, and other stakeholders in the teaching and learning environment to consider. Specifically, action research in education can be defined as the process of studying school situation to understand and improve the quality of the educative process. And according to Johnson in 2012, action research also provides teachers with a new knowledge and understanding about how to improve educational practices or resolve significant problems in classrooms and schools. But the question is, how we can continue doing it at this time that we have space limitation. Actually, we don't have to overhaul our research to fit in the new normal. Just have to rewire our research ethics and data gathering procedures. For research ethics, in the old normal, we have the usual ethical parameters like confidentiality of data, anonymity of data, data privacy law, moral principles, and also adherence to cultural practices and tradition, and the rules of conduct. At this new normal situation, we need to follow minimum health standards and protocols, like no congregation already of respondents. There is an observance to physical distancing. And of course, we need to wear PPEs or face masks. And we need to minimize mobility and transportation. And we will also record travel histories and COVID-related symptoms. It does not mean that we are going to forget already the old normal practices in research ethics. It's just that we need to add the suggested minimum health standards. This is to impose safety, not just for the researchers, but also safety among the people involved in research. And we need to really adhere this one. We all understand that nothing quite compares to the depth of in-person interviewing. The shared body language, trust-building chit-chat as you settle down to talk, and the scattered clues left throughout the home are all very difficult to replicate in remote research. But as the coronavirus pandemic continues to evolve, our collective safety depends on finding creative ways to do our research digitally. That is why this time we will be setting data gathering modalities in the new normal. We are going to compare what ways are added from the data gathering procedure in the old normal. These modalities shall be based on the research design that we will be using. Take, for example, descriptive case study for qualitative. The data gathering procedure in the old normal will be content analysis, face-to-face interview, and also focus group discussions, or you can combine both. But in the new normal, still you will be having content analysis, but instead of face-to-face interview or face-to-face focus group discussion, if you can do it through video or voice call with recording, or if you can have the recorded teleconferencing, the ones that we are doing now in our seminars, or if you really need to have face-to-face interview or face-to-face focus group discussions, let us see to it that there will be limited members, like you only have 4 to 5 members in a certain venue, using also PPEs and with stringent social distancing of 1 to 2 meters away. Not more than 10 participants, and should have declaration of no travel history and COVID-related symptoms. So as you can see, from the old normal to the new normal, still the same. The purpose is to gather relevant information and data that would contribute to your research, to our research. But we need to adhere these health protocols as much as possible. Another example is when you are going to employ descriptive survey for quantitative research, you will be using survey questionnaire, usually in Likert scale or checklist or test questionnaire in the old normal. How can we gather data or relevant data at this new normal time? The use of the survey or checklist or test questionnaires can be floated and retrieved through online using Google Form or guided phone call. Also, we can print these instruments, and this can also be distributed through the help of the local government unit personnel. So we need to collaborate with them in the delivery and in the retrieval of the survey questionnaires or the printed instruments. But as we do that, we need also to observe minimum health protocols like the wearing of PPEs or face masks, and also in adhering to the physical distancing, and also with minimal number of participants at that particular venue. So still the same, there might be addition, there might be changes in gathering information at this new normal time, but the purpose is still there. You are gathering relevant data. In conducting the different modalities in research in the new normal situation, as a researcher, we need also to show to the participants extra kindness and flexibility. We all understand that life is intruding in more ways, and they tend to be more emotional and scatterbrained than ever. Simple techniques can draw participants into the conversation, and you can help them open up with the following strategies also, like flexibility when scheduling. Participants may need to change or miss a session for health or family reasons, and we should make sure they know this is okay. As researchers, let's also show ourselves the same empathy and flexibility we have for our participants. We all understand that research can be very emotionally draining, even in the new normal times, and this is very common. And many of us are finding that the pandemic is adding to that stress. So we need to find ways of decompressing and practicing self-care that will work for us and make time for our participants religiously. Like showing ourselves this kindness will help us be present for participants and ultimately make us better researchers. Friends and fellow researchers, our circumstances today are all very different. Where we each get joy and stress from is also different. If we can identify a thing that we can do that brings joy and value to us and also to others, and that is great. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. I hope that my short discussion will help you also realize that research is very important as we continue to prepare for the opening of classes. May it be in the old normal time and in the new normal time. Research really is part of the educative process. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for making research a culture in Surigao del Sur Division.